Hey guys, so it's been a while. It's been about a month since I've shot a video, and that's because I gave birth to my second son, baby Connor. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen way more baby pictures than you wanted, and I apologize. I'm taking a little bit of a maternity break from my regular posting schedule, but once September comes, I'll be back to publishing regular videos and sharing fitness and healthy family content. Today, I did want to share with you guys, though, my labor story with Connor. A lot of people love to read these, especially before they are expecting to go into labor. So here is my labor story. So it's July 16th, it's 9 a.m. I am a week past my due date, and I decided to schedule an induction. Tommy was almost 9 pounds, and I don't want to have a C-section, and I want to have a safe vaginal delivery. So we decided to do this 7 days later after the due date. So right now I'm just hooked up. We're listening to the baby's heartbeat, and we are gonna get this induction going pretty soon. So stick around. For some reason, I feel like I have to defend my decision to get induced. However, since I gave birth to Connor, they actually came out with a study saying that if you are induced, you're less likely to actually have a C-section. So it made me feel a little bit better about this decision. All right, so I think it's about 10 now, and I just got a dose of Cytotec. With Tommy, I got one orally. This time they put it up the other way, and went in about 10 minutes ago, and I swear I already had a contraction, which I think is odd. We'll see when the next one comes. As you can tell, I thought that this day was gonna move a lot quicker than it did. Eventually the baby does come. Spoiler. So it's 12:30 and nothing's really happening. So this is very unlike my labor delivery with Tommy. So I am gonna probably get a second dose of Cytotec in about an hour and 15 minutes, and I thought this baby would be here by 3:30, and it looks like he's not. So it's just a waiting game, and I brought my laptop, so I'm just working, and Nick just went to get us lunch. Last time this happened, by the time he got back, I was pretty sick, and I didn't eat my lunch, and I was really looking forward to it, and I asked for it after I delivered Tommy, and unfortunately Nick had eaten it by that point. So I'm gonna really try to make sure that I get to eat my lunch, because I probably won't be eating dinner tonight. So it's 2:20 now, and we're waiting for the second dose of Cytotec. I was supposed to get it 20 minutes ago, but they are backed up, so we are still waiting. Nothing is going on. This is a lot slower than the last time and not what I expected, and kind of just ready to do this. I don't know, a lot of boring waiting around stuff this time around. Wasn't expecting this. I finally got that second dose of Cytotec and really thought things were gonna get moving, but alas, they did not. So after the second dose of Cytotec, I had to lay down for an hour, and then we decided to leave the hospital and go get dinner, and we ate at the delicious Sweet Cheeks, who make the best biscuits in Boston. So I had a biscuit, a little bit of watermelon, a little bit of broccoli and cheese casserole, and some pulled chicken with some spicy barbecue sauce. Hopefully get stuff moving, and we're going back to see if we need a third dose or if we're gonna go straight to Pitocin. So we'll see what happens. What time is it? It's almost 7. So after dinner, we had to check back into the hospital. That's how it works. And I was admitted to a new room that actually had a TV that worked. So that was kind of nice this time around. I watched a little bit of Goonies. And I had a new nurse, and she had said she thought that the third dose would be the last dose that I needed, which was such a relief, because one of the nurses told me that some women require up to 6. Now that means you get one every 3-hour chunk, and that was just a lot longer than I ever wanted to be at the hospital in labor. Luckily, things got moving, and I started having some pretty serious contractions. So it's 10:45 p.m. And
I've had 3 doses of the Cytotec, and I finally have been having really crampy contractions, I guess is what they're called. And I'm hoping to be moved into a labor and delivery room soon, and I'll probably get my epidural and start the Pitocin. There's someone in the room next to me who is being very loud about her discomfort, and it's making me want the epidural like 5 minutes ago.
Like my labor with Tommy, the epidural really didn't hurt. This was something that I was super stressed about with Tommy, and since I had a really positive experience with him, I wasn't nervous about it the second time around, and the nurse only needed to poke me once. The epidural kicked right in. However, it wasn't as strong as I remembered with Tommy. I wasn't expecting to have any feeling in my pelvis area. I was expecting to be able to feel my toes and my knees and all that stuff, but really the contractions were the only pain sensation that went away. I could feel other things. So I took this video right after my water was broken. My water was broken around 2:30, and I think I filmed this around 3. I didn't know when the baby would come, but I hoped that it would be soon. I had hoped that I'd be able to fall back asleep. I didn't, so when I actually had to push, I was extremely tired. And this is the last video that I shot before Connor was born. I knew this would happen, so here is what I shot the next morning.
Here we go. Here he is. So I guess I'll fill you guys in on how the rest of the night went. At midnight, we finally got to our labor and delivery room, and I got an IV then, and I also got my epidural ASAP. It was perfect relief. I knew that if I didn't get it, I wasn't going to be able to get any sleep. So I slept for about 2 hours, maybe 1, and then they came in around 2, broke my water. Then things got moving. I couldn't sleep anymore. I had a really mild epidural. And then right around 4, I started to feel like I wanted to push. So I called my nurses in and I told them. And next thing I knew, we were pushing. I pushed for 40 minutes. And then this little guy, baby Connor, was born. 8 pounds, 12 ounces. They say he's 20 inches, but I think he's longer than that. And he nursed a little bit already, and he has been very sleepy. So we've just been chilling. He's got that newborn face. Hasn't even been alive for 12 hours yet. But I'm very in love. So anyway, it was a lot longer of a process than I anticipated. When I was induced with Tommy, it took a total of 12 hours from start to finish. This one almost took about 21 hours from start to finish. And I was under the impression that your second pregnancy or your second labor was supposed to be a lot easier. But with Tommy, I pushed for 90 minutes, and with this one, I only pushed for 40, and he was a big baby. So, and I didn't have any stitches this time, which was amazing.
In hindsight, it wasn't that long, but when I was in it, it felt like the longest labor ever. It was similar to Tommy's in that it was kind of textbook. There were no complications. Baby came out. Baby was pretty healthy. We did have a little bit of jaundice, but nothing really too alarming. Connor was a pretty good baby from the start, and when I say pretty good, I mean a textbook newborn. You know, he doesn't sleep a ton, but I felt really good in what I was doing. I felt confident. So, you know, even though I wasn't getting as much sleep as, you know, pre-Connor I would have, I was getting enough sleep for a new mom to feel happy. And shockingly, I never really had the baby blues after Connor was born. With Tommy, I did about 7 to 10 days postpartum. With Connor, I still haven't, and I'm shooting this 4 weeks after he was born. So we've had a really good transition. I've had a lot of help though. Nick took 2 weeks off after Connor was born, and since I left the hospital, I have been staying in Cape Cod, where I have my mom and her husband as well as help. My dad has been helping out, and I have not really been solo for longer than about 6 hours at a time. So I like to say that I haven't really experienced reality of going back into the city, into Boston, and what life is actually going to be like with 2 kids. So stay tuned for how that transition is going. But so far, Connor's doing really well, gaining weight. He's about 11 pounds now. At 4 weeks, almost a month, and I am doing well breastfeeding. It didn't hurt this time around. I was miserable with Tommy trying to nurse, and I luckily got a baby that latched, and I didn't have any problem with milk coming in. We did have a few issues of having an oversupply and a forceful flow, but we've fixed that. And Tommy is being a great big brother. The transition is starting to get a little challenging with him, but he's going to start school in September, so there's a lot of changes in Tommy's life. But anyway, if you guys have any comments, leave them down below. I hope you enjoyed my labor story, and for more pictures of Connor and of course Tommy, go and check me out on Instagram at SarahFit. Want a kiss? No? Okay. Bye. Bye, guys.